Hi Kathy, welcome to another edition of WordPress Blogs Tutorials. Today I'm going to address the two questions that you posed to me in the email that you sent on Saturday. The first one was how to get pictures to show up in your blog instead of just the link. And then the next one is how to get those links in there so that when people click on them, they go right to the article that you want them to read. So here I've opened up the one article, and by the way, I did fix the two problems specifically that you addressed, and hopefully this little tutorial will help you to do that much easier on your own the next time. So here's the article. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go to the picture that I'm going to be thinking about using, and I'm going to right click on it. What I need to do is I have to download that picture, save it on my computer, because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off of my computer and upload it to the WordPress blog so that people will be able to see it. So it's kind of like a two-step process. So I right click on the picture and I say Save Image As. Now I'm just going to name it whatever I want to call it. Let's just do 72 migrants, just so that I know what it is. Now my preference when I'm downloading pictures from the internet or anything from the internet is to save it to the desktop, because then it's easier for me to find. Otherwise I'm not sure where the computer will default as far as where it's going to save it to, and you might not be able to find it as easily. So I always just choose desktop as the place to save, and then I'm going to click on save. Now don't worry about what's going on down at the bottom. That's just my browser doing that, but it should be on the desktop, and we will see it there when we move to that area. The last thing you want to do before you get out of the article that you're linking to is to copy the URL of the article. So that's the website address. Now you can click on it and then highlight the whole thing and go up to Edit, Copy. Okay, so now that's putting it in your clipboard. Now it's a good idea to copy the whole URL, because if you try typing it in there, if you spell or turn around one or two letters, the whole link isn't going to work, and it's just a nightmare. So this way you've got it copied. Now you move to your blog, and I'm going to just do a new post just to show you how this works. So I'm going to get the post a title. I'm just going to put demo. Then I'm going to go down into my area where I write the stuff for my blog. One thing I want to make you aware of, Kathy, is when I opened up Casa Alexia's blog, the dashboard, I noticed that when you do blogs, it seems as though HTML was chosen. And that's what it looks like. You don't want HTML. HTML is like the computer language that website people use to create websites in. And you need to know what you're doing when you're doing HTML, and it can be a major problem for you. So I would suggest that you always want to stay on visual. And to make sure that visual is chosen, click on the tab that says visual, and it should be in dark type. That's the one that's chosen. You'll notice this whole toolbar looks different. This is what you want your toolbar to look at. So make sure that that's on visual, and then I'm going to click in the upper left hand corner of my new blog post, and believe it or not, pictures for WordPress are not media. Remember when I had you post a YouTube video? I wanted you to go to add media. Not so for pictures. You want to go over to this first image, or this first icon on the far left hand side. It says add an image. So we're going to click on that, and up comes a new window asking us to either choose a file that's on our computer from a URL or from your media library, because you might want to use the same picture in more than one place. But for what you're doing right now, you'll want it to say from computer. So make sure that that's the tab you're on. The window should look somewhat like this. It might look a little different on a Windows computer. And then you're going to choose the files to upload. So you're going to select Files. Then you have to navigate to wherever you save that picture. Now remember how I said I always save it to my desktop? So the default when I say choose a picture is always going to the desktop. But for you, you might have to find wherever it is that you saved it. But here's my picture. I simply double click on it, and little magic happens down here. It tells me that they're uploading it, yada yada, 0%. I know that the upload is finished when this is what comes up. All of the nitty-gritty details about that picture. Now, it picked most of these up from the website that you uploaded it from. Now, you can leave the title the same if you want. You can certainly change it to whatever you want to change it to, but for now I'm just going to leave it the same. Alternate text is the text how, you know, when you hover over pictures on the web, little titles or descriptions will come up. That's how those get in there. You put it in alternate text. So you could put this lady's name, if you, oh, there it is, it's Paula Cruz looks at a letter, okay? Caption, this is where I would get Associated Press credit, because I think it's okay to use their photos, but give them credit. So photo courtesy of Associated Press. What's the, anything you type in here is what's going to show up underneath the picture itself. This description we can get rid of. Again, it picked it up from the website where we downloaded it from. All of this stuff under link, you can just leave as is. You don't have to change anything here. Then the next part, you can choose what your alignment's going to be. You can align your picture left with your words on the right. You can put your picture in the center with your words underneath. You can put your picture on the right with your words on the left. When you're downloading or uploading a picture from a website, probably you'll want to keep it at full size because they're not that big to start with. If you're working with your own pictures, you might want to experiment with that. Probably medium would be about the size that you want to use. So once you've got those things chosen, you're going to insert into post. And the magic's going to happen. This window will close and you see your picture in your post with your little caption underneath it. Now your cursor's over on the right hand side. We're going to type something about this picture. Many migrants have lost to violence, okay, because that's what the thing is about, or you can type whatever it is you want to type. Now to put the link in, you could say click article, okay. Now these words are actually going to become the link. So what you're going to do is you're going to highlight all of those words, and notice how right above there there's like a little icon that has like a little chain or a link on it. You're going to click on that, which will open a new window. Now they always put the HTTP in there because all websites or URLs start with HTTP, but because we copied the whole URL, we don't need that. So we're going to delete it, and then we're going to right click and say paste. And there's our URL or our website address for the article. As far as target goes, you have two choices. You can open the link in the same window, or you can open the link in a new window. Website etiquette says always have it open in a new window. The reason for that is because when a reader clicks on that link, if you have it opening in the same window, they're going to essentially leave your website or your blog and go to that new place wherever that article is located. The only way they have to get back to your blog is the back arrow. Some people don't know that. So the best practice is to open it in a new window because your blog is still open and they can very easily go back to it and still read the article in a brand new window. You don't need to set anything for title. Class can be left alone, and then we're going to say insert. Notice now that those words have a line underneath them. Also, if you hover your cursor over it, they turn red. That tells you that that's a link. So when people click on that, they will go immediately out to the website. I hope this has answered all of your questions, Kathy, and keep them coming. Please feel free to ask me anything that you need to ask me, and I think this might be a good way to get you guys up to speed and putting all your posts in on your own. Thanks.